Good Monday, everyone. We're starting off with our current advisories, watches, warnings, and whatnot. And you see that blue shaded region from southwest Tennessee around Memphis, all the way up to Fentress County. All those blue shaded counties are a winter storm watch, meaning significant snow accumulations are expected to fall in that area within about the next 48 hours or so. The pink that you see there in northwest Tennessee stretching back toward a big chunk of the southern half of Missouri and the northern portion of Arkansas, that is a winter storm warning. So watches and warnings with winter storms are done differently than with severe thunderstorm and tornado watches. When we get a severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch, that means we're on the lookout right now for severe weather. But with a winter storm watch, it's different. That means when a watch is issued, it means winter weather is expected generally within the next 48 hours. Then when you get within about 24 hours of the event, they upgrade you to a warning. Now I think they've jumped the gun a little bit on the Northwest Tennessee warning. They probably should have waited till later today, but they're probably wanting to give everybody as much of a heads up as possible because their confidence is extremely high that portion of the state is going to get significant snow accumulation. So while their snow isn't forecast to begin until tomorrow evening, they're going ahead and saying, let's just go ahead and get ready, this many hours out in advance. So, because it is going to be a very impactful event for those folks, and it could be an impactful event for our area as well. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. We all know it doesn't take much at all to create hazardous road conditions. Adding to the impacts would be that this is a wetter snow, which means it's a heavier snow. So any significant accumulation that may occur could have impacts on power lines and, of course, trees. So we don't want to get too much of this because it is such a wet snow. But they also are the prettier snows when you get some of that accumulation. They can look a lot bigger than they are. So just because of the nature of how they lay on the trees and everything. But anyway, much to watch just because Cumberland, Putnam, let's say Morgan, Scott counties, just because we're not in a winter storm watch doesn't mean we won't be added if more data comes in that supports that decision by the National Weather Service. And I've certainly seen us not be under anything and then be upgraded to a warning. So things can change quick in February. February is a wild card. So you have to check back for updates. Our level of concern for today, though, USA mortgage level of concern, no weather worries. So today we don't have anything to worry about. Just a winter day on the Cumberland Plateau. Premier Generators bringing us our threat graphic, and of course that high level of concern for Wednesday. And then we've got, and I probably should add Wednesday night to the dangerously cold temperatures. Wednesday night and Thursday night for dangerously cold temperatures on the Cumberland Plateau. We're talking lows in the single digits, and then wind chill factors, the feels like temperature could go well below zero, so, or at least a few degrees below zero. So let's just be mindful of that. Clear View Clouds and Blind bring us that 5-day forecast, and of course, the center of the 5-day forecast is the center of everyone's attention, with snow likely on Wednesday. So we'll see those clouds increasing on Tuesday, and then by midnight or so, we should see snow developing on the Cumberland Plateau. Like I said, West Tennessee, it develops tomorrow evening, and then gradually we'll track it across the state into the overnight hours, and lows dropping into the low 20s by Tuesday night, only getting up to around 31, 32, 33 on Wednesday, and then dropping down to 11 on Wednesday night, and then Thursday night, 7. That 11 degrees Wednesday night is made worse because there's a wind. So the wind chill factor on Wednesday night will be much lower than 11. Winds will be dying down a little bit by Thursday and Thursday night, but that is a cold low temperature of 7. And then Friday we start warming it up just a little bit, back up into around 30 and the lows in the teens. Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union bringing us our precip estimation forecast, about 0.2 of an inch of rain or so equivalent of liquid precipitation on Wednesday. We're monitoring that and seeing how that fluctuates. And then that'll equate to 2 to 3 inches of snow or so on the Cumberland Plateau. And that's why M&M's forecast snow totals for this event, 2 to 4 inches. Now, Those of you across the northern areas like Fentress County, Overton County, northern Morgan County, Pickett County, you all will more than likely be closer to that higher end there, that 3 and 4 inches or so. Those of us in Cumberland County, let's say White County, southern Morgan County, will probably be closer to the 2. But nevertheless, like I said, it's a wetter snow, so it'll look like you've got more than you do usually when these situations happen. And we'll be measuring that snow, but a general 2 to 4 inches across the plateau. But again, those higher totals are looking like where the winter storm watch is right now for Fentress County, and areas to their west and east, and northeast. But so we'll monitor this closely. We'll see how the data comes in today. I don't like to change my snowfall forecast once I've made it, because usually it ends up working out. But so we'll see. We'll see what happens as we get closer to time, though. Weichert Realtors bring us our extended threat outlook. Let's just get through this week. Things become very unsettled, it looks like, by Sunday, it looks like now, and early of next week. Things are just, the guidance keeps slipping back and forth and on all of that. So just stay tuned. We all know February's crazy, and March is no better. So it's just going to be a wild ride for the next several weeks. And on this day in weather history, 1956, 2 injuries are reported in Lawrence and Giles County. That's in southern and middle Tennessee, with an F3 tornado. A second tornado touches down in Fentress County between Jamestown and Allard on Highway 52. 2017, discovery of a new mostly underwater continent, Zealandia, in the South Pacific, announced in the research journal GSA Today. Interesting. Still discovering things on Earth. You folks have a wonderful day and keep looking up. And don't forget Twisters. Friday night at the Palace Theater. $5 to get in. F5 concession special. $5 gets you popcorn, candy, and a drink for only $5. And we're raising money for weather radios. So keep looking up to stay up to date with all this crazy plateau weather. Meteorologistmark.com.